Wow, would you look at that? The magic of the phone for Instagram and the computer for Facebook starting at precisely the same time. Now, if that's not a win, I don't know what is. What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic day and are excited for the weekend, which is just around the corner. Thank you so much for joining in this evening. Tonight is more of a friendly reminder, and the purpose is just simply to get you to think outside of the box when it comes to tracking progress during a dieting phase. Now, before we can get into some of the many strategies that I encourage you to use when tracking progress during a dieting phase, it's important to understand the number one reason that you are dieting. Now, the general reason is, I want to lose weight. If I want to lose weight, I diet. But unfortunately, too often, that is absolutely the wrong answer to why you are dieting. So many individuals, maybe including you, diet simply to lose weight, and that sets us up for failure right from the beginning. When we take this weight loss mindset too seriously, we become locked in to that number on the scale. We develop this sense of tunnel vision that prevents us or blocks us from noticing all of the other positive changes that may be taking place when we begin eating better and also eating in a calorie deficit with the hope of driving weight loss. And unfortunately, when the scale does not move in the direction you desire or at the pace you desire, it's this locked-in relationship and this expectation that the scale needs to be dropping like that at an extremely fast pace that sets us up for failure. Because what happens when the scale doesn't move in the direction we desire or at the rate we desire, we either resort to extreme compensatory behaviors such as a severe reduction in calories, particularly from carbohydrates, or a significant increase in cardio. Think 3 to 5 60-minute sessions a week in the fasting form. None of those are sustainable. None of those are healthy approaches to your weight loss. And unfortunately, it's the result of us focusing in on the scale or the scale number that leads to these poor behaviors. And furthermore, in addition to some of these compensatory mechanisms, what we often end up resorting to out of frustration, disappointment, anxiety, and pressure is binge eating. And it might happen once. It might happen twice. A cheat meal might turn into a cheat day. A cheat day might turn into a cheat weekend. And before we know it, we are back to square one. We haven't lost any weight yet. Our metabolic rate and our thyroid hormone production, our hormone balance, and our testosterone are a little bit out of whack. And they're slightly depressed, if not significantly depressed or reduced. And ultimately, our baseline calorie intake still remains fairly low. But we just binged for a few meals or a few days, and all of a sudden our weight's back up. And that's a dangerous combination, because now you're higher than you want to be, but your metabolic rate is way down here, and as a result, you want to keep dropping calories lower and lower, but your metabolic rate has already slowed down so significantly that it doesn't have as dramatic of an impact as you hoped for. Therefore, weight loss continues to be slow, continues to stall out, and you repeat this vicious cycle. And again, it all starts with your reason for weight loss. So what I encourage my clients to do, and I encourage you to do, is when beginning a diet, do not chase a scale number. Yes, it's common nature. It's the way we're raised. Social media has morphed us to desire a number or a range on the scale. And that is okay if it is not the number one reason you're losing weight. You should desire to lose weight to improve your health, to improve your physique, to improve your performance. And specifically, let me give you an example. Maybe you want to improve your body weight exercises for the upcoming CrossFit Open in early 2018. Well, losing weight in a healthy, sustainable manner is going to allow you to improve your body weight exercises. You should not just target weight loss or start a diet because you're 155 pounds and you want to be 135 pounds because that's what the magazine says, or that's what the woman who you aspire to look like weighs. Stupid reasons like that. You need to do weight loss or start a diet for you, and do so because you want to feel better, you want to look better, and overall you want your well-being, your confidence, and your mental and physical health to be in a great place, in a place that is sustainable. So with that said, make your scale-related goal secondary to the main reason you're losing weight. And I encourage you to write down some of these goals. Write down the reason you want to lose weight. The why, because this is going to keep you motivated, on track, and focused when you move forward and hit a few rough spots. And I see Danielle, Heather, you have a couple questions in the comment. I will get to those in a moment. Don't you worry. Now, with that said, since we're putting the scale on the back burner, so to speak, and it's our secondary focus, well, what the heck should you be focusing on? And the answer is a myriad of factors. First and foremost, take progress pictures. I cannot stress the importance of this enough. Send them to a friend. Send them to your significant other. Send them to a coach. Keep them on your phone for a constant source of motivation and a constant opportunity to track your progress. Photos do not lie. The scale lies. The scale is going to fluctuate every day. It's impacted by so many variables that it's hard to paint an accurate picture in a short time frame. We need longevity in that aspect. But photos do not lie. They tell you the story right away. So I encourage you to take progress photos every 3 to 4 weeks. Wear the same clothing, same time of day, same lighting, so you can get as accurate as a comparison as possible. Additionally, take body composition measurements. I recommend taking measurements at your mid-thigh, your hips, your waist, for women, your bust line, men, your chest, as well as your upper arms, the tricep, bicep area, to deduce some of the body composition changes that are taking place that are hard to recognize in pictures or don't always show up on the scale. If you lose a couple inches on your waist, that's a big win, regardless if the scale is up or down a couple pounds. That is a true telltale sign of positive change and has a major impact on your health, especially when you consider that adenoid obesity, the central obesity where you collect a lot of fat stores in your stomach abdomen area, significantly increases your risk for several obesity-related diseases. Think your risk for heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, etc. No bueno. So if you're making positive body composition changes in the abdomen area, that is a big win, something to be proud of, and something to fuel you to boost your motivation as you move forward. We have photos. We have body composition or girth measurements. Get an actual professional body composition scan done, whether it is, the DEXA scan, the bod pod is another one, hydrostatic or underwater weighing, or have an expert, experienced individual do skin fold testing. Again, something you can do every 6, 8, or 12 weeks with these kind of measures, so you can see the numerical change in your body fat percentage, the amount of muscle mass you have in relation to that change on the number of the scale. The scale, remember, is secondary. Now, moving off the body, I want you to begin paying more attention to your performance in the gym, your energy, your well-being throughout the day. A lot of people fail to acknowledge this because they're so caught up in the scale number. And when you give the scale that much power, you immediately send stress and anxiety skyrocketing when you see an unfavorable number or a number you didn't expect to see. And that immediately eats into the good mood, the confidence, and the overall happiness you ought to feel because you're fueling your mind and your body appropriately, and you've been doing so consistently. So pay attention to energy during the day, to little mental victories where you said no to a treat or to a temptation, or the little victory in that you prepared your meal for a long weekend. These are all positive changes taking place. You're growing stronger. You're enhancing your nutrition education, your nutrition knowledge, and ultimately your confidence and consistency, which is going to ensure you have a successful diet and then are able to successfully maintain your weight for the months and years to come. So the recap is, put the scale on the back burner. If you're starting a diet or a weight loss phase with a scale goal in mind, that is the wrong place to start. It is going to set you up for unsustainable success. Again, unsustainable success. Instead, make the scale your secondary goal. Take time to write down a few reasons why you want to lose weight. To be healthier, to be able to move better, to capitalize and be able to perform better on body weight movements, to be able to play with your children in 15 years, to just achieving a healthy weight, putting yourself in a healthy situation to increase your longevity while you're here on Earth. Do not use the scale number as a driving factor. It is one small piece of the progress puzzle. And look outside. Take body composition measurements, take body composition photos, do these routinely so you can compare and contrast and better understand how your body is changing. A lot of these changes are masked by the daily fluctuations in the scale, but having these other tools on hand is going to give you more information to work with to then appropriately and sustainably adjust your nutrition and your exercise plan. So again, you can maintain your hard work and your accomplishments for many months and years to come. Now, questions, comments, please comment below. Going down to the Facebook comments for a few questions here. Let's see. Danielle asks, when moving to maintenance and a scale isn't good for your head, but you're still in the beginning of maintenance and need the scale in order to be able to know when to add food, what other resources can be used? Danielle, fantastic question. My first answer is you don't need the scale. It is okay to take a 5, 10, 15-day break from the scale and just to focus on eating consistently throughout. And when you do that approach, when you completely remove the scale from the equation, just know that maybe you're going to take a slightly more conservative approach to adding food because you're missing a little bit of data, but it's okay. Right then and there, you're going to track your progress based on your consistency eating on plan. That is the best tool or resource to use to continue ensuring you're moving in the right direction. Let me know if you have any follow-up there. And Heather asks, at what point do you pull the plug then on a cut phase? When you stop losing, extremely low calories, want to jump off a cliff? Excellent question. I like to have a dieting phase last 10 to 14 weeks, and that depends on a myriad of factors, but within that 10 to 14 week period, what I'm looking for is rate of weight loss and also the relationship between the rate of weight loss and how low calorie intake is, and I'm also considering compliance, consistency, a positive outlook and attitude, performance in the gym, hunger, and fatigue. If you feel like shit at 11 weeks, it's okay to stop a dieting phase. If you know that consistency has been off track the last few days and you're only 10 weeks into a diet, if you feel you can't get your stuff together to make one more reduction in calories, just stop the diet. So I wish I could give you, Instagram, there you go, sorry about that, a more direct answer, a more black and white answer, but it is a myriad of factors, and I like the 10 to 14 week range, assessing, again, the combination of compliance, consistency, hunger, fatigue, and overall weight loss, rate of weight loss, and where your nutrition numbers are. Hopefully you can deduce a solid starting point. There's no wrong time to end a dieting phase, because if you can't stay consistent, you need to get out of there because you're flirting with treacherous waters and you don't want to go down that path of potential binge eating and yo-yo dieting behavior. Eva, hello. Thank you for joining. If you guys have any more questions, please feel free to comment or message me. Next week, same thing, Tuesday, Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be back with more awesome nutrition knowledge. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I'll see you next week.